ASP.NET 3, Java, C#, very similar. You know, you could learn, you know, you pretty much, it's very similar languages. Objective-C is way, yeah. But what you create is an IPA file, which is the iPhone application file. If you're doing Adobe Air development, again, it's the same thing as for Android. You're using Flash tools, and you're compiling to a native iPhone application, an IPA, which you can sell on the App Store. So you would think, I'm going to use Adobe Air for everything, because, you know, it seems so much easier to build applications in Adobe Air. But there are times when you don't want to use Air, because Air is suited for only certain types of applications. So what are the pros or the benefits? ¿Cómo se dice benefits? Or beneficios, yeah, of using Adobe Air. The biggest one is that you don't have to learn Java or Objective-C. If you really like ActionScript 3 and you don't want to learn a different language, then that's what Adobe Air is really good for. It's much faster to develop applications, especially if you're already a Flash developer, because Flash has, especially if you want to do casual games, animation, because you can use Flash, which has the nice timeline. It has all of these, tools to make it easy for you to create kind of, rich content. Yeah, and I already talked about this, but it's easier to build things like casual games and animation because you have tools that are meant to do those things. If you use Xcode or Eclipse for, the native tools for Android, there's not really any design tools in there. It's basically all code. So again, if you're doing things with a lot of design and animation, Air is a lot easier to do those things. And probably the biggest benefit is that if I develop an Air application for Android, I can also compile that to run on the iPhone. I can also compile that so that it runs as a desktop application on Mac, Windows, and Linux. I can also take that and just deploy it to the web as a Swift file. So the same application and the same code can be deployed to all of these different places. And so, we've been talking about Android and iPhone, but we're also going to be releasing Air to BlackBerry, and to eventually, Windows Phone 7, and to Nokia, and all of these different devices. So a single set of code is going to be able to be deployed to all of these different places.